Hi, this is Jessica, and welcome back to my channel. Now, I was gonna do another type of video tomorrow, but apparently I can't do that because these two idiots, them twins, the Hodge twins, they have just found a reason to piss me off tonight. I was on Facebook, minding my business, scrolling. What do I see? I see something with Trump. Next thing I know, I see these two illiterate dumbasses that think just because they're light and bright, they are not a part of the black population. Their children are also part of the black population. Now, it was an interview with President Trump. A reporter asked Trump about George Floyd, and this Cheeto head man said, well, white people died too. So I'm thinking this video was going to go someplace else. Yeah, because they're light and bright. The last time I checked, weren't they like running a gym and doing mukbangs in their car and going games and being mediocre comedians? Now you're taking a political route. Pump your brakes. Where was this a thing where you have so much knowledge? First of all, half the words they're pronouncing it completely wrong. My thing is, they act like they're not a part of black people. They're just saying Black Lives Matter is a political thing. Oh, vote for Trump 2020. Like, what is wrong with them? And I think because, well, as I remember, I think they're both married to white women. So, they think, well, they're not a part of the black community. This is disgusting and it's appalling. Honestly, I was subscribed to them for a while, but now I'm gonna unsubscribe because if this is what they're putting out there, I have children. My children are African American. They are black. They're a part of Black Lives Matter. What happened to everyone that was killed by police officers? With the police officers, they're forgetting that they have black children. I don't know if they have sons, I don't know if they have daughters, or if it's a mixture of both. But I think before they start putting this out there, they need to, one, get a dictionary, two, look in the mirror, look at their children, and remember that they have African American children as well. Because what happened to cops, what the cops did to these unarmed people, it could happen to them. I am not wishing anything to happen to anyone's child. Let me just clear that up. I think they just have to remember that just because they have gray and green eyes and they can pass just a little bit. They made a comment about massa. Okay, so ain't you somebody, massa? You trying to hop on and off Trump's dick, but y'all forget that you're still a minority. Just because you blend in don't mean you can't pass, bruh. You can't. That goes for both of them. But I'm out of here. But just listen to this bullshit and foolishness. I'm Jessica. Jessica's got this. Like, comment, and subscribe. And tell me you guys' feelings about them. Are you going to continue to support them? Or do you agree with them? Let me know in the comments down below. Bye. I'm sorry, I also forgot to mention at the end of the video, these motherfuckers was trying to sell some merch. Some political merch. I'm just sorry.
Let's talk about George Floyd. You said George Floyd's death was a terrible thing.
Terrible.
Why are African Americans still dying at the hands of law enforcement in this country?
And so are white people. So are white people. What a terrible question to ask. So are white people. More white people, by the way. More white people.
Let me gather myself. That was one of the dumbest questions I ever seen in my entire life. Not only was it stupid, it was horrific. You know why? Because it implies a lie. A lie that only black people died at the hands of police officers? Did you know white people died at the hands of cops? Latinos, Native Americans, Asians? Practically everybody dies at the hands of police if they don't follow directions or they break the law. So when the president puts you in your place, the media, the left, they're pissed. Why? It's a statistical fact.
More white people died at the hands of police than blacks.
That's a statistical fact. It's not a lie. You can find evidence to substantiate that.
Yeah. Oh, I understand where they're coming from, though. I understand where she's coming from. She has to listen to her master. Master's telling her what to say.
She doesn't want the truth to come out.
Yeah.
She has an agenda. If she really wanted the truth to come out,
yeah,
she wouldn't have asked that question. Should have been more like, hey, what are you gonna do as president to stop these people dying at the hands of police officers, whether they're black, white, Asian, or whatever? Right. That's not what she asked. I mean, I'm not even a reporter, and I know that's the question that should have been asked.
And everybody, the way she asked that question, it's a bullying tactic. She assumes a lie, and she's trying to put words in our president's mouth.
Yeah.
That he agrees that more black people or just black people are dying at the hands of white police officers.
Look here, and everybody always uses this flawed study by the Washington Post.
Yeah. They try
to validate that lie.
They try to say the Washington Post, and it's this flawed study out there trying to imply that black people are dying at a higher rate than any other nationality or race of people.
Yeah, and the study's flawed because they use the entire population.
Yeah.
They say because 60% of this country are white, so 60% of the deaths by police should be whites.
Yeah.
That's flawed thinking in itself.
Just because they're white doesn't mean they should be committing the same amount of crimes as black folks.
Yeah. Let me show you. I'm going to show you a couple ways how that study is flawed.
Yeah.
Okay. White people make up 60, I think it's over 60%.
Somewhere
it's closer to 70% of this nation is white. Okay. But did you know? I state this all the time. It's a statistical fact. I'm going to point it out again. 50% of the violent crime in this country when it comes to homicides, rapes, are committed by 6% of the population. That 6% of the population, that demographic of people I'm referring to is black males 18 to 40.
You have to admit from that statistical fact that black people are killing people at a higher rate, right?
Nobody wants to talk about that. 6% of the population.
Nobody wants to recognize that black people are killing people at a higher rate.
Now that flawed study, if you use that flawed study, you would say, okay, white people account for 60% of the violent crime in this country.
Nope.
They don't. Just by the population. Okay, one thing I took in college, it was online college. It's got an asterisk beside it. But I took a statistics class.
Yeah.
Statistics.
The first day in class.
First day in class, they tell you when you're trying to determine something from crunching the numbers, you have to only use relevant data.
Let me say it again for you. Relevant data.
Relevant.
Relevant.
It's gotta be relevant.
If it's not relevant, you can't use it because it's irrelevant.
All right, so let me break down this Washington Post study that everybody uses to validate
that black people are being killed at a high rate?
Yeah. Okay, that study takes in the entire population.
Yeah.
That's too much damn data.
Yeah.
Most of that data is irrelevant.
Yeah.
If you want to determine if black people are dying at a higher rate than white people, you need to look at police interactions.
And only interactions.
Yeah. The police is not interacting with Sophia, this 90-year-old sitting in a damn old folks home.
Yeah, my wife has never got a speeding ticket. She's never encountered the cops. Why would you include her?
Yeah.
Why would you include people just living in hospice care or living in an old folks home?
Yeah.
Or living in a wheelchair.
Or somebody that's not coming into contact. Police are not interacting with each and every person in this nation every day. Majority of police contact are with people that's actually breaking the law.
Criminals.
That's who they're coming in contact. So if you want to really determine if black people are being killed at a higher rate than white folks, you need to take and gather this data. Police interactions, traffic stops, arrests.
Yeah.
And then you'll just say, okay, black people are dying at a high rate. But even that, why? You need to look at each and every situation.
Yeah.
Like that guy in Detroit. The cop shot and killed him. Why? The dude put out a gun and shot at him.
Yeah. Every time you see a black man, a majority of the times, is being killed by white police officers, the most common denominator, they're violent, they're fighting, they're resisting arrest. A lot of the time, they are trying to take the police officer's gun. A lot of times, they pull a gun. A lot of times, they try to get the police officer's taser.
Or they do something to turn that situation into a violent, dangerous one for that police officer.
All of that's relevant.
Yeah.
All of that's relevant.
All that data. Let's say black people are dying at a high rate. Do they deserve it? Are they putting that officer's life at risk?
Or are they making the situation dangerous? We just told you over half of the murders in this country is committed by 6% of the population. After looking at this data, you will see the reason why black people might be dying at a high rate. But because they are violent.
Yeah.
Because they're putting their life on the line. They're making the situation unsafe.
Yeah, but they're not dying at a higher rate than anybody else in this country. They're not. That's a lie. That reporter knew that when she asked the question because she has an agenda.
And to all the black people out there, knowledge will make you unfit to be a slave, man, mentally. That's not my quote. It's Frederick Douglass's quote. Knowledge makes a man unfit to be a slave.
Yeah, I can't be a slave. I got too much knowledge. A lot of you people out there are ignorant, and that's why you're mentally slave to this day to the Democrat Party.
You're going to have to learn to think for yourself. You can't listen to everything you see on the news. You're going to have to use your tiny little brain.
And that lady, that reporter asked that question, she didn't ask about why white people are dying.
Yeah.
She didn't ask about Asian. You know why? Because only black lives matter. That is a political agenda in this country.
She had an agenda from the moment she started asking our president questions.
That's why this election is so important.
It's real important, man.
So damn important. I remember when I was young, I was so naive. I used to think it don't matter if you vote.
Yeah.
You know why I thought that way? Because I was essentially a child.
Yeah.
I'm letting grown folks make decisions on how I'm going to live my life. I'm letting other grown folks decide on how my kids going to live their life.
Yeah.
That's why this damn election is important.
You know, a person told us that, asked us that at one of our shows, man.
Yeah. He was a black guy. I gave him that same answer. It pissed him off. Good thing he didn't come up on stage because we got a lot of cops at our show. He'd have got lit up. Trump 2020. Yeah.
Go to officialhodgetwins.com and pick you out a patriotic t-shirt today.